Okay, so we will continue with our lesson, no? Still on the mechanism of the reactions, and I think there are many who asked about how else to identify, our reactions. Now, when we do reaction mechanisms, and of course, there will be new bonds formed, and there will be bonds that is necessarily have to be broken. There are two types, of bond formation and bond breaking process. We call the process to be hetero and homo. Okay, for a heterolysis reaction, bond breaking process, it pertains to a bond that is being broken in which one of the atoms will contain the electron. So for example, here you have your carbon and you have your another atom Z. If this Z atom is more electronegative, then it will bear a partial negative charge and carbon will bear the partial positive charge. During the bond breaking heterolysis reaction, what will happen is that one of the atoms will bear all the electrons, okay, and the other will be left with no electrons. Then you have to follow on what will then be the charge of carbon if it is depleted with one pair of electrons. Okay, so it becomes positive. You can check on the formal charge formula, and then the other atom will acquire the electrons, then it will be negatively charged. If the other atoms, okay, if carbon, for instance, is the one that is more electronegative and Z is the one that is partially positive, so which atom do you expect the covalent bond or the shared electrons goes? Sa carbon or kang zinc atom? Ato sa carbon. Okay, so if carbon bears all the electrons, sa isa ka covalent bond, how many electrons gani? You have two, so it will acquire duha ka electrons, and then the other atom Z will have no electrons. Then you calculate on the formal charge of each atom. Carbon with 3 bonds and unshared electrons will bear negative charge, and the atom will bear a positive charge. An atom or a carbon atom that bears a partial charge, a positive charge rather, is what we call as a carbocation. A carbon that bears a negatively charged and an electron pair is we call a carbon anion. Okay? The carbocation is considered as a Lewis acid or a Lewis base. What do you think? Huh? It will be considered as a Lewis acid because it is deficient with electrons. Okay, so it will be considered as a Lewis acid when you go to reactions later. The carbon anion, as you can see, there is an extra electron. You would think that it will later act on as an acid or as a base. It will act as a Lewis base. Okay, so for instance, you have a carbocation, which is positive charge, and you have another anion that contains an electron. So asang araw na to? Gikan sa atom that has an electrons paingon sa electron diffusion atom, okay? And then you form a line, a covalent bond, between the two atoms. So that would be your reaction. It is still a Lewis acid reaction. If you have, for example, more definite example, if you're an ion or if you have a species that contains an electron, extra electron, like water, for instance, so you have to really show that that's here. Sa imong oxygen. So you expect your arrow to come from the oxygen. So that means that this oxygen having an electrons will donate electrons paingon kang carbon. And that electrons nga i-donate is the one that is being used to form a covalent bond. Okay, so you follow on the line here, bond. Kopyahan ning uban, oxygen, hydrogen, and extra pair here, and then you calculate on the formal charge. Oxygen will now have a positive charge. Carbon now will have a 0 charge. the net charge on the right side will now then be positive. On the left side, it is also positive. That's how you check on the total net reaction. Okay, again, we've seen in the earlier example, those carbon atoms that have extra electron and negatively charged, you call it carbon ions, okay, and they act as a base. But we have another term that we will be using when we do reactions. We call them as electrophiles and nucleophiles. Because carbocation are deficient, you see, the carbocation ions is positive. It is deficient with electrons. We also call this carbocation ion as electron seeking. Mangita siya electrons, no? And because of that, we also call this carbocation ion as electrophile. Okay? The other that donates the electrons is our base. So electrophiles are the agents that seek electrons, nangita of electrons. And in fact, all Lewis acids are electrophiles. Carbon atoms that are poor in electrons are also called electrophile. Example, anong ma-poor? An example here, you have C double bond O, and then you have another bond sa carbon. Okay? Anong gitawag man ni siya electron poor? Here. Now you can check on which of the atoms is more partially positive and which one is partially negative. Since you see here that carbon is bonded to oxygen, and oxygen we know is electronegative atom, you expect oxygen to be partially negative and carbon to be partially positive. That means that in the bond between carbon and oxygen, there are two types of bond. Okay. There are two types of bonds. Then the electron density in the bond will be oriented towards your oxygen. Okay, and the other is carbon. I was wondering actually if we have already discussed on the later, no, when we will go to alkenes and then the alkanes, no, and we will check on the hybridization. How do these atoms acquire and the types of bonds in the double bond? In the double bond, there is actually two types, but we will discuss that later. The sigma bond and the pi bond. If we only have one covalent bond, we call it the sigma bond. And I think that should have been introduced in the general chemistry. Okay. So for now, we'll go that carbon here being connected to our oxygen, it is partially positive. So carbon is electron rich or electron poor. It is electron poor, and because of that, it's electron poor, it will be seeking electron. So being that, we also consider this as an electrophile, seeking an electron. So if there is another species that contains an extra electron, then this carbon here would have the tendency to accept an electron. You can see the arrow coming from a species or an atom that contains an electron, carbon, and then just follow on the bond. Okay, so basically that's what we see in organic chemistry. And there's another term, what we call partners sa atong electrophile, it's a nucleophile. So carbon and ions are Lewis bases. We know that. Ganong Lewis bases man ang carbon and ions because isa na yung tapad nimo. Ganong gitawag na to base ang carbon and ion? Why do we call carbon and ions? Isa ng carbon and ions? Why do we call our carbon and ions to be a base like this? How do we define base? A base is a species that would have the tendency to accept or donate. Naman siya electrons. Natanawa ang structure. Si carbon and ion. Ilalaw natin si carbon and ion, ha? Tawag siyang anion because it is negatively charged with an extra electron. So the question is, carbon and ion would have the tendency to donate or accept electrons? Saman? Ha? Lose or donate electrons. Therefore, it is called an acid or a base. A base. And carbon and ion, do you think, how do we call them? Do we call carbon and ion to be electrophile? Yes. Huh? Electrophile? No. Electrophile is our atoms that are electron seeking. So those carbon and ions are what we call as Lewis bases. We also sometimes, those species that are electron donating or seeks a positive center to be a nucleophile. So nucleophile from the word nucleo, meaning it seeks the nucleus. What is in the nucleus of the atom? It is positively charged nucleo. No? So nucleophiles are bases, Lewis bases that seeks a positive center and has such as the positively charged carbon atom. So the carbon and ions are also considered nucleophiles. So there are terms and there's different way of thinking. If we think of ability to donate electrons, accepts electrons, the concept is acids and bases. If we think of which one attacks or which one seeks electrons and which one seeks a positive center, then we call it a nucleophile and electrophile. Okay? So, in electrochemistry, in organic chemistry, no, a nucleophile is a species that seeks a positive center, okay? And an electrophile is a species that seeks an electron. But if you look at in the acid-base concept, murag mamaora siya. Okay, because the nucleophile is also the one that you can see on the arrow donates on the electrons, and the electrophile is also the one that accepts an electron. You can see in here for carbon that is positively charged. So you expect this one to be seeking because it's deficient with electrons. It would be seeking electrons. So you call it again electrophile. The nucleophile is the one that seeks a positive center, so you call it a nucleophile. From the acid-base concept, again, the nucleophile you see contains negatively charged or contains also extra electrons. It's the one that would have the tendency to donate electrons to a species that is deficient. Okay, solve problems. Identify the electrophile and nucleophile of the following reaction and add carved arrows. Which one is our electrophile here in the example? The cyanide or the benzaldehyde? The benzaldehyde is the electrophile and the cyanide is the ano man? Makita na natudaan from the structure that this cyanide contains electrons. Okay? So definitely it seeks a positive center. And which one aning apart would be the positive center? Most likely si carbon because carbon is connected to oxygen that is partially negative, very electronegative, and you expect carbon here to be partially positive. So if you write on the arrow would come from the one with electrons paingon sa gikan sa carbon paingon sa carbon. Right? So, kunya na mo pagunan lang anong si carbon and not si nitrogen. Right? Ano si carbon and not si nitrogen? So more tendency siya because even if si nitrogen also has an extra electrons, right? Okay, carbon is less stable. No? It has to form a bond to dissipate this negative charge. Okay? So this is the one that is more basic here. Okay? And then you can write on the partial coming before you write the arrow, you have to identify so you know that this is partially negative. And this other, naman to arrow. This is partially, wala ko'y pen, partially positive. Okay. I would like to use the katubitang because you have no that means you understand. Okay? Okay, and then you follow again on asa ang bond formation. Just follow on the bonds, the electrons, the atoms, that you will never get wrong. Okay. Use the chord arrow notation to write on the reaction that will take place between, balik-balik siya, no? And identify the Lewis acids and Lewis bases. So that will be another assignment, problem set. And then let's go to the strength of the acids and bases. So to identify on the strengths of acids and bases, there is a constant, no, and data that we base upon. We call it the Ka and the pKa. Okay. For strong acids such as HCl and H2SO4, I think I've shown that before. No, that in water there is a 100% ionization in such a way that in water you don't see HCl as a molecule, but you see them as H3O plus and Cl minus. For sulfuric acid, it's also a strong acid. In water, it will be completely deionized to form the H3O plus and SO4 2 minus. No, you don't really see the whole molecule. But for weak acids, for example, acetic acid, no, in this case, and you should have learned this in general chemistry, when this dissolves in water for weak acids, no, a part will form the ions, meaning water will accept the proton from here. That's the definition of the Bronsted-Lowry and Bronsted bases. Water is our Bronsted acid or base?
Base.
Base because it would accept the proton. Okay? And your acetic acid would be your acid. Okay? So this is your acid because it loses the protons here. And you expect that it's deprotonated here and you have your H3O plus. Now, these two species will also react with each other to shift the reaction to the left. No? And at some time, there will be a state of equilibrium that you will see. At equilibrium, you will see the species, this one, the anion and the hydronium ion. And we also have this full molecule acetic acid. So there's only a percent of the one that's being ionized, no, forming these ions. And a measure for that is the Ka or the pKa and the pKa. We call this Ka or K to be the equilibrium constant, but we denote it as A if the substance is an acid. Okay, at equilibrium, you should be able to measure on the concentration on the product side, the H3O plus. So you have the arrow, parenthesis, the concentration in molar form of your hydronium ion and the concentration of this. So the acetate anion over the concentration of the full molecule, the acid times the water. And since water is a constant, you can transpose that here to Kx, K equilibrium, which is also constant. And you can have the K or equilibrium constant acid, and we can have this value that at 25 degrees Celsius for acetic acid, no, it has been calculated that the Ka is 1.76 times 10 to the 75. And we've learned that we can write a similar expression. The short way of writing is, for generally, if you have an acid, a weak acid in water, you'll form the hydronium ion and the negatively charged ion. And you can pair actually this one. Now, this one is the base, and this is the conjugate acid. This is the acid, and this is the conjugate base. Okay, the form. And Ka you have here. And the negative log of this Ka, you actually have the pKa. Okay? So the larger the value of the Ka, so the larger this. The larger the value of the Ka, which means that you have a very high concentration of your hydronium ion. So you expect the HA or the acid to be very strong or very weak. Very strong. And the small value of Ka means that you have a weaker acid. Okay, so what about the pKa? The more negative, you have a large value of your Ka, the pKa would be very low, very high. If you have a very high Ka, the pKa will be very high, very low. Negative log man siya, it will be very low. So if you have a very low Ka, the pKa would be little higher, and that means you have a weaker acid. But if you have a Ka that's very large, you expect the pKa to be very low. Okay, that's how you see on, and you should be able to calculate the pH of the solution. Okay, so you can apply what you've learned in general chemistry and how to calculate on the pH of these solutions. For example, phenol, the Ka is 1.76 times 10 to the negative 10. What is the structure of phenol? Phenol is... Oh, very good. So the question is, what is the molar concentration of hydronium ion in 1 molar solution of phenol? And what is the pH of the solution? So very basic, no? You just have to recall on your general chemistry. So you substitute, you have the Pa, you have the H3O+, you write on the equation, okay? You have the phenoxide, an ion, and the hydronium ion. You have the phenol. The Ka will be the concentration of an ion times the hydronium over this, and you have equals to 1.26, which is given. And you let, di ba mo yung approach in general chemistry? You let on this to have, let that be X, and since you have a 1:1 ratio, that will be XX. You can have the X, and if the molar concentration of the phenol is 1 molar, you can just have 1, and you can get the square root of X. So the concentration of your hydronium and your phenoxide ion will be 1.1 times 10 to the negative 5 molarity. Okay. So for the acidity, and you have to remember on, because we still use this value here to know whether our organic substance is acidic or basic, particularly if we're dealing with carboxylic acid and so for the for the pKa, it is equivalent to the negative log of Pa, and the pH is the negative log of the hydronium concentration. Okay, for the acetic acid, if the pKa is 4.75, okay, and you can actually calculate on the Ka, no, just the negative log. And if the pKa is 4.75, no, it's a weaker acid than if you have another acid with a very low pKa value, for example, 0, like the trifluoroacetic acid or the hydrochloric acid, which has a pKa of -7. So very layo gid siya. Okay. So for example, acetic acid is has the pKa of 4.75. For hydrochloric acid, it's -7. So this is a very, very strong acid. So the one containing carbons are weaker acids than the strong acids HCl, HNO3, and then H2SO4. Okay. If you have more electronegative atoms in your carbon, you expect that the hydronium ions will have, or the species will have more tendency to donate its proton. Okay, so this is more acidic than your acetic acid, and we'll discuss that when we get to carboxylic acid. So here is the table for the relative acids and bases strengths. So you just have to familiarize with them. And let's see, where's the organic substance. Okay, so you have the inorganic sa ibabaw. The pKa is very, very low. It's negative, like the nitric acid and the hydronium ions. Okay, and you have the acetic acid here, the other organic species. Now that will be their pKa. So this one, the table will be a measure, and the measure whether the substance is acidic or basic. And their conjugate bases, if you have an acid, CH3, CH3, COO, H 4.75, then you also have this conjugate base minus the hydrogen. And You just have to check, no? The PKB value is simply 14 minus the PKA, right? Remember? Okay. If you don't have data, then you can, of the PKB value, you can just refer to the PKA value. Okay, so question, pure water, the concentration of hydronium and hydroxide ions are equals. Since the concentrated water is 55, we can calculate the Ka for water. Yeah, the Ka for water is 1 point. If the concentration of pure water is 55.5, so we can calculate on the Ka and the pKa. Predicting the strengths of acids and bases, okay? In principle, the stronger the acid, no, baliktad, the stronger the acid, the weaker will be its conjugate base, just like this, no, in the table, no? The stronger the acid, the weaker is the base. The stronger the base, the weaker is the acid. Okay. So, if you have the HCl to be the strongest acid to HOH here, you expect that the HCl will be, the Cl minus conjugate base will be the weakest. The larger the pKa of the conjugate acid, then the stronger is your base. Nga naman, the higher the pKa, the weaker will be the acidity of the substance, and its conjugate base will then be stronger. Okay? Gawas na siya sa exam, in the board exam for chemistry. So examples of bases for organic chemistry, we have the amines, and you can see the structure of amines. It has a nitrogen bonded to other atoms, and then there's an extra electron. And we define bases again as the substance that has the tendency to donate an electron. So seeing nitrogen having an extra electrons here, you expect that it can donate electrons. Okay? Of course, aside sa iyang identity being an electronegative atom which has the tendency to accept electrons, but of course, if there is another species that is partially positive charge, then they will be attracted to each other. And the one that contains the extra lone pairs will the one that donates electrons to form a bond pair. So you follow on the formation of the bond, you use the electrons here, you have the arrow from the electrons paingon sa atoms that is partially, hydrogen here will be partially positive. So para di ko mag-label, you can write on partial negative charge on oxygen, and hydrogen butangan ninyo og partially positive so that you would know asa paingon ang arrow. Dili siya pwedeng adto kang oxygen. Because oxygen contains electrons, then there will be repulsion. So you always expect that these electrons here would be attracted to the partially positive hydrogen. You form the bond. You have another arrow because hydrogen cannot have two bonds. Okay, so it has to break the other bond. So you have an additional arrow coming from here, paingon sa atom that can accommodate electrons, which is oxygen. So there will be two arrows that you will see. Paingon na din ang electrons diriya. Okay, so there will be bond breaking process here. This is the base, then the one with the hydrogen, this is your conjugate acid, and this is the acid minus the hydrogen, this is your conjugate base. Okay, that is from the Bronsted-Lowry concept. So a more specific example, you can have another example of amine. No, butangan lang another species here, and water again. You can see, you can follow, no? Dali ra, right? Use the pK value in the table to decide which is the stronger base, the CH3OH or water. So if the pK of methanol, the protonated one, is negative 2.5, and the pKa of the hydronium ion in the table, wala man tayo pKa ani nila. So you look at the conjugate acid. Okay? Are you following? In the table, they normally just give the pKa and the pKb, no, in mga tables for standard. So you look at the pKa. So the pKa, of course, it should be protonated. Kaya hindi man siya considered as an acid. So this is the conjugate acids of this. So tanaw nato. And from the table, the conjugated acid of methanol is this methanol plus an extra hydrogen, of course, plus a charge here. The pK is negative 2.5. And water plus the hydrogen and a charge. You have hydronium ions, so it's negative 1.74. So which one is the stronger acid? The conjugate acid of methanol or the conjugate acid of water? The conjugate acid of, which one is the stronger acid? The conjugate acid of methanol or the conjugate acid of water? Stronger acid. Huh? The kainaadria, right? But you can check on the value. Okay, the value here is negative 2.5. It's much lower than negative 1.74. Because it is lower, of course, from the value, expect it to be stronger acid. It is lower. Okay, so because your conjugated acid of methanol is a stronger acid, then methanol, the conjugate base, is much weaker, right, than the other. Okay. So, use the pK values of the analogous compounds in table 3.1 and predict which one would be the stronger acid. Okay? So, I think that will be one of the quiz para dali 1 second lang or 5 seconds to answer. Okay? So, i-quiz lang siguro na ako na next time. Pero i-quiz yan, nag-study na daan. So, di na ma-surprise. Diba? So how to predict the outcome of acid-base reaction? So how to predict? Okay, by learning the relative scale of acidity and of the common acids, you'll be able to predict. So in principle, the general principle is that the acid-base reactions always favors the formation of the weaker acids and the weaker base. Surprise, no? You will notice that when there is a reaction with acids and bases, the tendency of the reaction is that it will actually form a weaker acid and weaker base. Example, here you have a general acetic acid and you have a base, hydroxides here, no? When they react, okay, pagkitao na po natong electrons going paingon. You also see electrons here coming from oxygen, right? But which one would have more tendency to donate electrons? Katong na ay negative charge. It has to be dissipated. Okay, so this one will donate electrons paingon kang hydrogen. Si hydrogen and oxygen magbulag. Okay, the bond will be broken. The electrons will go to this oxygen. Okay, you have negative here charge. Okay, and then you will have ionic manisi positive oxyhydroxide. You will have HOH. You have water. And then si sodium, wala naman siya ikaperan sa iyang pagka-positive, mo-pair siya sa conjugate base na negative. So dito siya. But of course, in solution, they are ions. You do not see ions, no? Oh, okay? You see them being surrounded with water or hydrated with water. So from a stronger acids and stronger bases, we always form a weaker acids and a weaker base. And acid-base reactions are said to be under equilibrium control. Okay, when we say equilibrium control, we always favor the formation of the most stable species. The one that is most stable is being favored. And the weaker acids and weaker bases are more stable than the stronger acids and the stronger bases. Okay, so under equilibrium, when the rate of the forward reaction and the rate of the backward reaction is the same, then your reaction is under equilibrium. And you will always favor the one that is the most stable. Question. Oh, very simple. Yes.
sodium na pag-inak sa ion, kuhan ba na, muapil ba na sa reaction sa pagkuhan?
Reaction.
Saan ang mixture?
Kaya, para saan ni? Okay? So, you have your sodium. Okay? It's a stronger base, no? And you have an acid. Okay? Your acid, your stronger acid, no? Always, na siya yung water. Remember your acids, diba? It's not completely like acid. There will be a species of it that is hydronium and the negatively charged species. So, mag-form na din na siya ganito. Weaker base, the negatively species will form with the sodium, negative and positive, and then you will have water. And because you have water, you don't expect this to be ionic, like solid. Because if it's ionic in bond, you expect it to be solid, okay, very strong man. So in water, this one will also be hydrated or surrounded with water. So the end of water that is partially positive, mo end and negatively charged, and the end of water that is partially negative, and sa man. Oxygen, mo mag-surround sa sodium. So they are hydrated ang tawagan.
Pero we cannot consider sodium as spectator
spectator siya. Spectator siya. Actually, diba remember when we do katong sa initial, no, the ions, i-cancel ni mo na siya, so be spectator na lang. And what you will see actually is just the acids and the bases. The others are just spectators. So makancel man mo na siya kay ionic man ni. So sodium plus and sodium plus ma-cancels. So what you will have actually is just the acid and the OH. Okay, and then you will have your COO minus and then the water here. Okay? So kung consider niyo ang net reaction rate. Spectator as sodium. In fact, gibutang man ni siya, no, it's not really involved in the reaction. We are interested sa hydroxide because this is the one that reacts with this one is the one. So hydroxide is the one that reacts here. It's not the sodium. And sodium is just a spectator ion. Okay. So the last one, it's also possible that once there is a reaction of the acid and the base, there is a resulting salt formation, the one that I mentioned earlier, no, like an acid and you have a sodium. And if you have a salt and it's soluble in water, okay, it's soluble in water, then of course you have to test, no? And there is a time when you have a carboxylic acids that is insoluble in water. Okay, so you can have water solubility as a result of salt formation. For example, if you have your carboxylic acid and you have your hydroxide and you form a salt, why do we consider this as a salt? Because the bond is ionic. You see a negative and a positive charge. And if this ions here is soluble in water, if this compound is soluble in water, then that would be a test, no, of whether the reaction is an acid-base reaction. Okay, example, you have a stronger base and an acid like an amine. Okay, when they react, you form water and you form also a salt here. Okay, you have positive and negative. But this is soluble in water. Okay, so there is a salt but soluble siya in water. In fact, you can see that Cl minus is just also a spectator ion. Okay. So there is a relationship between structure and acidity, and that would be our next na to nga topic. Okay, and